Welcome, this is Word 1.1 Creating Documents. This is our first lesson here. And what I want to do is I'd like to go through and just show you some of the basics of how this works. And so just how the class works. Now this assignment is a little different than the other ones. This one is actually from a book and it has some of the items that came along with it. So we're going to start then just following the steps and I'll just go through them with you. So we're going to use File Explorer to create a folder. And all that means is just open up File Explorer. And we're going to create a folder. I'm just going to hit New Folder. And I'm going to put it on my desktop. And let's just call it Practice Files. You want to put this somewhere you can find it later. And that's why I'm using the desktop. Okay. So next, start Word. So I'm just going to find Word. Okay, let's go back to it. I'm going to use Alt-Tab and go back to what it said. From the Start screen, create a new document based on the built-in blank document template. Save the document in that folder, and let's call it My Blank Doc. And I'm going to be lazy and just copy that out so I don't have to type it. In the open document, display the new page on the Backstage view. Locate the online template for a fax cover sheet that uses the equity theme. Okay, so let's just do the first one then. So blank document, there's the template. Now you could also go to New and find templates. Okay, and they just want to save that already. So I'm going to go up to File, which is a little bit off your screen. File, Save As. I'm going to go put it in that new folder I just made. So I'm going to browse and go to the desktop. And there's my practice files folder, and they ask it to put that name in, so I'm just going to put the name in there and hit save. There. Okay, so we can close that one. That was the first one, I think, so let's double check. Nope, it says in the open document, so we're leaving it open. In the open document, display the new page of the Backstage view. Locate the online template for a fax cover sheet that uses the equity theme. So, back to here. Go up to File, off your screen a little bit, and go to New. And let's find fax cover sheets. Resumes and cover letters, not quite. I'm just going to type in fax. Fax cover sheet. Now we might be able to even type in fax equity. Let's see what happens. There it is, that was easier. Fax equity, enter. So these themes then are being downloaded from Microsoft. They don't come installed. So if you're not on the internet, you're not downloading these at this point. So you want to make sure you're connected to the internet. So it's going to download that theme. And there's some basics. So what does our instructions say at this point? I'm going to Alt-Tab back to it. And create a new document based on the fax cover sheet equity thing, blah, 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 did that. Save the document in the practice folder. I'm just going to grab this part here, My Fax Cover. So File, let me move this up so you can actually see what I'm doing. So File, Save As, back in that same folder, My Fax Cover. Okay, so those two are done. And that's our first part. So I'm going to close those up because it has us downloading files. At least I'll close this one. So, oh, pardon me. So now we're going to look here and it says download this file. So when you're downloading links from the internet, really the best thing to do is to right click and find save. Now I'm in, what browser am I in? I'm in Firefox. Save link as. That's not quite what I want. Let's see what happens. If you're an Internet Explorer, which is I'm more used to seeing, I would use File. That worked. I would use Save As. So instead then, let's go to Desktop and Practice Files, and let's save that file off. File, Save As. Now, if I just click on it, why I didn't do that is what happens is it opens it up all right, but it usually saves it to a temporary internet folder. And if you don't save it again somewhere else, you're not going to find that file. It's in some hidden directory deep inside the computer, which gets purged. And it's just like a little place to drop things into. So we've downloaded that. So now we're going to create a new document based on Word.template. Okay, so let's go back to Word. There's my fax one that I did earlier. Let me move this down a little bit so you can see the whole screen. Okay, so I'm going to go to File, New. Now we're going to base this on something else that's already been created. So there's a couple ways to pull this off. One is just to double click it from Explorer. The other one is to go to here, hit Open, and then go find it. Now I've opened it before so it knows, but I'm going to go to Browse, go to that folder we created on the desktop, and find the one that ends with a little T in there, TX rather than CX. So we're just going to hit Open. Now another way to deal with templates is really what a template is. It's meant to be like, it's like a form letter that you use a lot. So maybe you build a company stationery or something you use all the time, a bill, something that you ought to send out to customers. If that's the case, there's a slightly different way. And what it is where I would save it is rather than some desktop folder, if you go to File, Options, and if we look underneath Saving, you're going to see in here a place, and you could Google this later because I doubt you'll remember it a year from now, is Default Personal Template Locations. If you save it in here, rather than just dumping it somewhere on your desktop, then when you go to File, New, and hit Personal, you'll see your personal templates. Here's one that I have for term papers that I was using. So that's a better way to handle it, and that way they're always in the same location. And when you click one from there, it creates a new document based on it, not just a DOTX. Because really what we have right now is actually a template open that we're editing, and I have to make sure I save as when I'm done to a document, not another template again. So we don't want just another template. Okay, so let's do what it says to do. Well, now that I have that open, directions say to save it, but notice it says DOCX. So we want a regular document format out of this thing. Okay, so File, Save As, change this thing here, the file type, up to document type. And then we're going to give it the name that it told us to do. My Summer Doc. Done. Okay, let's go back to our directions. Next, in the new document, do the following. Okay, so we have that document open. Download another file. So again, I'm going to right click on it. I'm going to save this. I'm going to put it in that practice file folder. Okay, now it wants to download the text. Oh, that's, some of you might have been having problems with this. I know a lot of you have been having issues with this file for some reason or another. It's not actually opening up. Now it's trying to navigate away. Let's see if I get it from here. All it is, it's just a few words. It doesn't really matter at this point. Let's see if I can maybe even copy it out of here. Maybe that would even be easier. Yeah, that is easier. Let's just do that. So if everything else fails, we can grab the text right out of here, and we're just going to drop this in. So open the page in Backstage View, navigate to the practice folder, and display only the text files in the folder. So ideally, if you were able to drop this in, what they're trying to do, and let's try to do it the way they said first. So I'm going to click this. Let's see what happens. I'm going to try to download it. It's letting me. Okay, I'm going to do Save File. And it's downloading it to somewhere else, like in the Downloads area and stuff. So let me get that over to the right spot. Okay, I cut it and pasted it into the right area. Again, this is just, that's a long way. We're trying to do something that's rather simple, but it's taking a lot of steps to get there. All they really wanted to show you here, really, was just that when we're in Word, File, Open, and let's go to Browse, that if you have tons of files, see right now it's only showing the DOC files, the Word documents. But if I drop this list here, I can choose other files. We can say, show me everything, show me PDFs, or in this case, show me text files. Now I can see that text file, and this is really what they wanted you to do, was just see that part. But if you're unable to download the file, or it's just having some issues, just open a blank one and paste that content in that I was able to get, or just type some words. We're not really worrying about if we can have the nursery rhyme here. We just want to basically work with some text files and know about file drop down, open, browse, oops, if I hit the right thing. And this thing here, this is really the whole point of the lesson, is knowing that you can see these different file types. Okay, so let's get that out of here. So we're back to here. And our lesson then told us to, now I have to back up to get to where I was at for that lesson. Open it up, open the Word file, select the text file, and just make it bold. So they just want you to make a change, and then we're going to save this for the new name, and I'll grab that name now while I'm here. So, there, good enough. All right, so I'm gonna go to File, Alt-F is one way, Save As, not Save, because we want to get it out of this text format. We want to go up to the Docs, Word document, put in that new name, and save. Okay, that one's done. One to go. So this last one here is all the point of this is to show you that we can bring information in from a PDF, but it doesn't always look great. PDF is an older format. It stands for Portable Document Format, and through Adobe, though a lot of people use it now as well, and you can read it in other programs besides Adobe. But it's sort of cool in that when you have a PDF, it packages all the things together into one package, this portable document format. And that allows you to put the pictures in there, it puts in the right fonts, the different types of your type styles, everything you put in there, sound files, anything you put in it will be in the PDF. And that way when you give the PDF to someone else, it looks the same to them. But sometimes you want to make an edit, and you don't want to retype and rebuild it. So in this case, we'll show you here's what the PDF should look like. We're going to just view it here on screen. There's a pretty picture they stuck in. Looks like a little flyer and so forth. Great. So now we see how it should look. Now we're going to download it. I'm going to try this download link again. Save link as. Okay, that worked. Save. So now we're going to open that up in Word and try deleting the technical review paragraph from the last page of the file. All right, so let's go to that file again. So open up Word, File, Open, Browse. Now it's only showing me text files. That was this thing here. Change this. I could change it to PDFs now. There it is. Hit OK. And it's going to try to open it. It's going to try to convert it, saying, hey, we want to convert it. This may take a bit. We'll sit and wait it out. Okay, I'm going to enable the editing. Yes, yes, yes. Hit OK. And I can already see it doesn't look quite the same. My picture's on the wrong page. This looks all different. I mean, here's what we were looking at before. Here was before. Here, let's make it full screen. We had a nice pretty picture, border below it, a little green thing. Look at my Word document. I don't have no green thing. Oh, it's up here now. So it changed the formatting and so forth. There's been some issues. Just noticing some things that should be hyphenated. But that's not the question. The point is they want to delete technical review. Boom. I'm just going to hit backspace. There's some other junk in here. Hey, it didn't ask me to fix that. I'm not going to bother. Again, we're just trying to explore of what's possible. Let's get out of here. So now that I've done that, let's get this out of the way. Modify the PDF, did that. Save the modified PDF back as a PDF again, but now it's called My PDF. So really the point here is just to show you that we can pull the information in, but it's not going to look the same. It actually, in some cases, is really bad because there'll be different text boxes and they'll be floating all over. So it's better than retyping it all, but it's not a whole lot better. So keep that in mind. Ideally, you shouldn't have to deal with that, or you can use Adobe PDF, Adobe Acrobat, and edit it too. So let's show you the file. So we can go File, Save As, and we're in that folder. So I'm just going to give it the right name. And it's supposed to be a PDF, not a doc. So hit this drop-down list, and here's all the things it can save out to. I'm going to save it out as a PDF. Now, in some of the other versions of Word, when you go to File, Save As, you'll actually see options Save as PDF or so forth. So there are other ways to do this as well. You could export it to PDF, create PDF. So same thing. It's just another way of doing it. So now we're going to save this. Now for the assignment, let's close that. Don't need to save it because I just did. So for this, just pick one of them and upload. Again, these practice assignments are just for you to work along and have something a little bit more hands-on than just reading. So it's not really like I'm trying to catch you into. I do check them once in a while to make sure you actually are doing some of them, but it's just to go through. And if you know a lot of this stuff already, skip the stuff you know. Just do the things you don't know and submit something. And that's all it's really about. It's not trying to get you to do every single one of these steps and bore you to death on things you're not familiar with. I mean, you're already familiar with, but just to bring attention to the things you're not familiar with. So when we get to the graded assignments that I do look through closely, those then you'll actually have more understanding of what's going on. So I'm just going to hit Choose File. I'm going to go to the desktop again, Practice Files, and just pick one of them. They're all the my's, remember? We called them my this, my that. I'm going to upload the smallest one, so it'll be quicker. Well, it's not the smallest, but close. Okay, upload and submit. And that's it. That's all there really is to it. It shows you all the pieces again. Now, if you want to go through and see, I have the answers here of how it should look. So this way you can go back and compare them to each other. This icon just shows it on screen a little faster. At least then you can compare. Oh, what's a blank document? That looks like a blank document. And so on to see if you were on the same page as it wanted you to be. And that's it. And that brings us to the end of this lesson. I hope this helps out. All right. See you in the next one.